Welcome back to Between Two Cars. Your hosts, Kyle Orr and Matt, Porky the Pig, Maxwell.
Really?
This is our Christmas edition, folks. So
Porky the Pig.
we went live. It's our 24th episode, right?
I'm focused on Porky the Pig. He really did that.
Brush that off of there.
No, what do you mean brush
It's
it
the
off?
walrus.
Okay, the walrus.
Okay.
I'll take that.
And it's Christmas time, right? So
Hey, jingle bell all the way.
what a better time to have a 24th episode, right? Going into Christmas. This is part one of it. And we're going to talk about all the things we love about Christmas.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Okay? So, number one, what's your favorite thing about Christmas?
I get to sleep in.
That's not very good.
No, I know.
You get to sleep
It's
in.
Oh,
yeah, because you're
That
kind
we're
of
cele-
empty nester now.
No. We've got Junior. We celebrate the birth of Christ. That's the favorite thing. That's what you do, right? That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Come on. And you know
So
what?
that's what Christmas is all about, celebrating the birth of Christ, right?
100%.
Right? Memories, right?
100%.
So what's your favorite Christmas memory?
Oh, okay, so I've got a lot.
I'm sure you're old.
Okay, Porky the Pig, and then I'm old.
Okay, I'll stop.
I'm a.
I gotta be nice.
Listen, you're the one that's wearing Santa's pants on your head.
I got to be nice.
Yeah, that's confession number 2. I'm telling Father.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right, favorite memory. I've got a lot of favorite memories. I'll tell you a funny favorite memory. I'll tell you some. We had some really funny ones over at. This is business. Well, busy business funny ones over at when we were at Reliable Toyota, the superstore, Lexus, BMW, and Audi. You know, we've been there for a long time. There's some funny ones there. We had some funny Christmas parties and stuff like that. Tony was always a gracious host as far as, hey, we'd have these big shindigs at these special places and stuff. And the very first Christmas party I had there was in 1997. And, of course, since you brought up my age, I was in my 20s then. But anyway, we're sitting down at the Holiday Inn downtown on
Like
Flintstone.
21.
Yeah. And huge party atrium. I mean, it's decorated. It's nice. We got some great things going on. And we were having a great time. The food was phenomenal. I think Tony was giving away a Rolex that night to the Employee of the Year. I stood up. Name wasn't called. That's okay. I thought next year I'm going to get it. Didn't happen then either. But that night, the reason it was memorable was because they played the song. I don't know if you can find this, but they played the song Kung Fu Fighting.
Yeah.
And my wife was very proud.
That's a good Christmas song.
100%. I ran out on that stage, and I acted like I was Kung Fu Fighting. My shirt got ripped off. And so pretty much I was shirtless the rest of the night that night. But I had a great time at that. I kind of started, that was my car business introduction to sales and the car business. It just kind of took off from there.
And how the Christmas party was with you running around with your shirt off.
Yeah, I was back then when I was, I've got Titan. Shout out to the boys at Titan. I've got their produce. There's produce back here. They didn't have it back there. But
hey, and everybody on here. I mean, just
I was ripped.
I know he threw Titan out there. Giving them a line there, and you could see what it's done for him.
Yeah.
So
that's 4. That's 4. That's 4. Now we're gonna.
If you guys are looking, I know New Year's is right around the corner. So if you're looking to get in shape, okay,
call me.
Call Maxwell.
Because I will make sure you look
Call
good.
Matt Maxwell, and
I'll make sure you look great.
You need to start on Titan protein shakes right now.
100%.
Is what you need to do in order to get ready for January too, when you're going to start working out.
So I'm going to invite them.
A difference.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to invite Titan out here, and I'm going to introduce them to Kyle. And I thought what we could do is do a good CrossFit, good old boy Titan workout. We'll film Kyle out there in the parking lot, and I'll bet you,
like throwing tractor tires.
Yeah, he'll throw up in the first 5 minutes.
Throwing tractor tires.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm game.
Well, yeah, I got this from MTS Training, the best training place around in Springfield, Missouri, man.
Yeah, another plug.
100%. You're making fun of Porky the Pig. Porky the Pig's going to get some shout-outs from boys.
Porky, I'm saying that you've done a lot. Look at you. You've lost a lot of weight, right? So my Christmas wish this year is that you lose a little bit more.
I've
weight.
lost 65 pounds there, Kyle.
Yes. Went down a couple jean sizes too.
Yeah.
And he feels good.
Let's just talk about Kyle for a minute. All right, Kyle.
We can do that.
let's
We're
go-
supposed to be talking about Christmas.
You called me fat. You've called out all my
I
friends.
did not call you
You
fat.
called me Porky the Pig.
I did not call you. I did call you Porky the Pig.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I did do
basically
that.
referring me to what? It must be because you had the Santa hat on. You're mad at the commercial. You had that thing on, and you're upset now. I understand that. And
I do kind of feel like the dunce in the corner.
That's all right. It's all right.
So, but it's okay. We'll go with it. We'll roll with it because that's what you do. This time of year, you roll, right?
All right. Let's talk about something else.
You know, I think Christmas is a time of meaning, right?
Well, you've done that very well so far at the start of this podcast.
Well, I feel like, when somebody's out there buying gifts and stuff like that, they need to be out there.
Paying for it.
Well, they need to come with something with some kind of meaningful message behind it. So, like, this time of year is a lot of time. There's a lot of companies that give back to charities around. People that they don't get to celebrate Christmas, maybe in a traditional way, or they're in a different place in their life. So, I think for me, that's like seeing people go out and do that for other people. It's very humbling. It's a great experience for me. So
Right.
I like seeing that. I've got a 2-year-old in my life now, so Christmas becomes a little bit more special because we get to pass our traditions down to her, as we were taught.
Right.
And so we've got little quirks at our house that we're developing into.
Like what's one of your traditions?
Christmas Eve, we have Grandma and Grandpa come over to the house. They stay all night long. To end the night, Grandpa reads Willow a book, a Christmas story in a book. Starting next week, probably Monday, we'll watch nothing but Christmas movies all week long until Christmas Eve, and then all the great movies like
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, The Christmas Story, Griswold's Christmas Vacation. I mean,
all those children movies that they should
all
watch.
and then we end the deal with Bruce Willis, right?
Okay,
The
so
ultimate
there's a
Christ-
debate there. Is that really a Christmas movie?
The ultimate Christmas movie.
The ultimate one is there's two of them. Two of the great movies ever on Christmas.
So the last movie I watched with or without my family is always It's a Wonderful Life.
That's the one. That one, and then what's the one with Santa?
I think they all have Santa, don't they?
No, I'm kidding.
Is that a trick question?
Yeah, Miracle on 31st Street, the original.
Oh, not with Tim, the
No.
Toolman Taylor.
That's Santa Claus.
That's a good one, though.
Okay, but that's like
1, 2,
completely-
and 3 are pretty good.
I understand that. Let's get your adult hat on.
Okay, I'm back to being an adult.
Right, there you go. So it's the Miracle on 31st Street. It's about Santa, and nobody believed in
I don't
Santa.
know if I've ever seen it.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not.
It's probably like Star Wars, and
No, Star Wars.
you've never seen Star Wars. You've never seen Lord of the Rings. You've never seen.
I was actually somewhat popular in high school, so Star Wars was not my thing.
Well, you weren't born when Star Wars came out, just so you know.
So
That was in the 70s.
you guys ruined it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
How did
But-
we go? How did we ruin that?
well, you told me all the cool features. Like, I mean, I don't know how many people I've watched walk around as Obi-Wan Kenobi and freaking
That's Darth Vader's son.
what's the Chewbacca? How many
That's
Chewbacca
That's
people?
his cousin. I don't know how that
I
happened.
mean, okay, I get the story. I get the
met the Wookiees
gist,
or
you know. Yeah,
yeah, you're close.
they had all the one-liners from a guy that couldn't speak, and I get it.
Huh? That's CP3PO.
I got it. So I became uninterested in it.
Well, I mean, you've got all the dialect. I mean, you're
There,
down.
there was
I hear you.
nothing to learn for me because people ruined it for me.
Oh, jeez. Well, I'm gonna get you a VH8 tape deck for Star Wars. Then
I can't wait. Nothing like watching it in 2D.
Right. It's just black and white.
Yeah.
It's no sound. It's kind of, he just walks through and.
Be like my film class when we watched Casablanca.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
What's it about?
They didn't have words in it. It was just black and white. I mean, it was crazy to me.
You didn't even go, did you?
Yeah, I watched every minute of it.
Huh? You have not said one thing about Casablanca. I think you're talking in circles.
I am not. I'm just saying that.
All right, let's get back to this Christmas deal. All right, so what are you going to do this year for your daughter? I mean, she's 2, right? So she's getting at that age. Now, remember last year, she didn't really like to sit on Santa's lap, right? Was it last year?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Freaked out. Have you guys tried doing that again?
Sunday we're going to do. We're going to take the plunge again.
Yeah. I think because of your size, you probably should sit on his lap first and then have her sit with you. They could probably have both. You could probably be on one knee.
We tried that. Kelsey's smaller than I, so I think maybe she could. I'm thinking if we go in elf outfits, it might be a little bit different for her.
I'll go with that. I'd like to see that one.
She says she's not going to cry this year. So.
Okay.
We'll see. She did great at Disney World. So.
Well, she's used to seeing the
people in uniform.
In the costumes. They're called costumes. I don't know if they're
uniform,
really
whatever.
called. But that would be going back to Star Wars. Those guys had
or
uniforms.
Police officers.
Yeah.
They wear uniforms.
Right. All right, so she gets to see Santa. What else is going to happen? What's your favorite? All right, so you cook Thanksgiving. Are you the type of people to cook turkey Thanksgiving and Christmas? Because some people do that, or do you do different?
We do Christmas.
A turkey?
No turkey on Christmas. It kind of varies. Some years we do soups and like snack foods and stuff like that. Christmas Eve, I try to do some kind of steak or something like that. But for the majority of that time, like Christmas Day, it's kind of just finger food type deals. We don't do. I don't think there's one traditional like, we don't have Cornish hens on Christmas.
So you don't celebrate
Day.
Christ's birth by eating?
No, we don't. We don't indulge in gluttony. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
gluttony.
we don't.
Did you hear that? Gluttony on Christmas morning or afternoon. Okay.
No, we do. It's just in the form of snack food.
So what'll be neat is she's going to get old enough to where she's going to start waking you up thinking Santa's coming, right? She probably hasn't really figured that out yet. So she'll wake you up, Santa's coming. So you know what'd be kind
I
of cool?
think this year's probably going to lead into what are you, like 3 or 4 whenever Santa becomes like the real deal, right? When you wake up.
Oh, when I was born, I'd say, "Where's Santa?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, man."
But she's recognizing who Santa is. Right?
Well, what you need to do, what we used to do, which I thought was cool with the kids, was
Lead the tracks.
well, no, we'd actually have we go on the computer or on the phone, have them, we would track where Santa is on Christmas Eve and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then so they knew, okay, hey, Santa's in. We still do that with Colton. He's even as what the age he is. We tell him, hey, this is where Santa is. He's like, really, and stuff like that. And then we kind of made a kind of a funny thing last year. We decided to do we have 2 fireplaces in our house, and we use the upstairs one for the Santa, where Santa comes in. And so we made tracks like he walked in the house. Well, I thought it'd be funny if I made tracks to Colton's room. Right? Yeah, that didn't go over too well. When he woke up, he was not happy that Santa.
Nobody wants a stranger in their room.
Nobody. He's like, Santa, no, room, out. Yeah.
You can leave gifts, but come in here.
Yeah, you don't come in my room when I'm sleeping. You're done. So that freaked him out.
I actually kind of agree with Colton.
Well, what was weird was it went into our bedroom too, and I don't remember making.
Can you imagine waking up, just dead asleep, and some long beard guy standing over you?
Yeah, it's happened to me.
Oh, well.
More than once.
Sorry, tell Uncle Mike that I said sorry about bringing his name on the podcast.
It wasn't Uncle Mike.
Oh.
It was Santa.
Oh, okay.
It was Santa.
Well,
was
Santa
Santa.
never came to my bedroom. I think maybe we had something in the living room that.
Well, no, he wanted to walk in there and see Porky the Pig, Kyle.
Oh yeah,
It's like in the beginning. I got to see
yeah.
Porky the Pig. No. Yeah,
What
I know
was
it.
Porky Pig doing in that room?
He's trying to sleep, man.
Yeah,
You get my size, you got to have at least 15 hours of sleep. I get like 4.
yeah.
That's what's sad about it. But all right. Do
So,
another.
so probably favorite traditions for me is hearing all the Christmas music. I absolutely love
Well,
hearing Christmas music.
here's a great thing that I love about Christmas is the mass, and you're going to see that this year, I think, for the first time. But
Well, the midnight mass.
the midnight mass, and I love going to. I've been in Immaculate Conception a few times, and they've always had the choir they sing before. But the way they decorate the church, and then you have the lights off, and then they have the traditional music that the choir's singing, and you're just sitting there, and you're just you've got you're sitting there, and it's just magical, and it's I've always loved that part. That was fun. We used to go as a whole family and go and try and do that. Well, then, we started including drinks at Christmas Eve, and we didn't make it to midnight mass.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a very, very, and then Christmas morning. I always liked Christmas morning mass at 7 a.m.
What is it? 5:45.
Yeah, we have plenty of time.
Good.
Plenty of time.
I'm going to a Christmas party.
She's
tonight.
watching what you're doing right now. Anyway, I don't know.
You really think she's watching?
100%. You're live on your phone, and she knows it. Kelsey, shout out to you.
Do we have any hearts on our deal? Anybody watching?
Huh? Shout out to
6.
6 whole people.
Watching us right now?
Yeah.
That's a record.
My gosh, on a Friday night, they don't have anything better to do.
They're probably all 6 at Reliable Chevy because they're probably not doing. Just get on the phone, make your calls.
Keep it positive. It's Christmas time.
It is. That's positive. Make some phone calls.
So, favorite Christmas present you ever received?
My wife.
Somebody bundled her up, put her under a tree on the 24th, and you opened her up?
Not quite like that, Kyle. No, but
Okay, so favorite Christmas present.
It was. That's when
Not lifelong present, Christmas present.
Okay. Let's see here. When I was a little kid, we lived in Portersville, Missouri. We had this. I remember walking down. I always loved the little army men, and so my mom and dad from Santa, I guess they talked. But anyway, they gave me these. I don't know, hundreds of these things, and I always used to build a war. And I had
What
these
were
things.
they?
These little army men, man. You have them laying down. You have them snipers.
I remember them, the plastic.
Oh yeah, you had little tanks and stuff,
Plastic
and you'd make
feet on them.
Oh, 100%. I loved them, and I would sit to that, and I would play with those things because it helps your imagination. You're going out there and you're building this, and I had a huge thing. I had a war on everything, man. Stuffed animals, you're going down. I mean, it was just, I'd figure it out and I'd play with those things. I just love those things.
Yeah, I got a Ninja Turtle edition.
You watch Ninja Turtles, but not Star Wars?
Yeah, Ninja Turtles are way cooler in Star Wars. And I had a pizza shooter, by the way, that actually shot pizzas out. And you could get this thing going so fast that it would leave a mark on somebody's forehead if you hit them right with them. So, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have some fake laser sword that, didn't do anything when I poked somebody with it. Pretend like, I'm dead because I got hit by a laser sword. So this is real stuff.
So
it would leave a bruise.
You'd rather shoot somebody with a pizza.
Yeah, a pizza.
People actually fought with swords in real life, and no one fought with pizzas.
Lasers, though. I mean, let's just be honest. Star Wars is kind of a geeky deal.
It's not a geeky deal.
It is a geeky deal.
It's 100% going to happen. Luke Skywalker is the son of Darth Vader.
Yeah, I get
It's
that.
the
Everybody
Jedi.
screams it, but who cares?
Well, you won't be alive to see it, but it's going to happen. Chewbacca?
So let me ask you this right now, physically just talking. If I had a pizza shooter that binged you in the head, that would be way cooler than a fake laser that did nothing.
Well, are you talking about violence?
No, I'm just talking about toy fun.
Yeah, no. We didn't have pizza shooters. You know what we had?
What, Play-Doh?
We had Play-Doh, but we sat there and we would have snowball fights. We'd have water balloon fights. I didn't have to have a pizza shooter.
No, we had water balloon fights and snowball fights. We had cow patty fights from where I was at.
Well, we did that too, but they were pig patties.
But nobody broke out the old laser swords that I'm from.
We didn't either. I didn't go out there.
I'm from Star Wars.
Hey,
and
I'm
Luke,
on for a minute. Let me go get my size 5 sword.
I'm from Luke, and I'm a. You're gone.
We were stormtroopers, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm just not into it.
Yeah, I know.
It's
over your head a little bit.
It isn't over my head. It's
all right. You can sit there and talk about it. Let's talk about your feelings.
I just don't understand how people follow it.
Well, you're more like the Hobbit, though.
I do. I have liked the Hobbit.
You can relate to the Hobbit.
I'm guilty.
You can relate to the Hobbit.
Yeah.
It's about good overcoming evil.
And you did talk me into watching it.
It's about good overcoming evil. That's all these stories are. Good overtakes evil. Evil wants to rule the world, and the good people come out and they come together and they conquer. That's what those things are about.
So, what's the other one? Was it Star Trek? The bald guy?
I never got into Star Trek. Yeah. I wasn't as Trekkie.
So, was Star Wars before Star Trek?
No.
Okay.
Star Trek was in the 50s and 60s maybe. I don't know, but it was. If we had some guys that are 70, 80 years old, they'd probably be able to help us with that. But anyway, Star Trek I think was in the 70s, and then Star Wars.
They got the whole whatever.
What are you watching?
Wasn't it Star Trek that had all their computers were like fake? That there were none of the buttons worked on them. They're like that.
You think they work now? No. It's a movie.
Yeah, I know, but it's so fake. I mean, it's like watching Mork and Mindy, right?
That was a very good show.
Oh my gosh. We obviously have a different taste.
I'm way older than you are.
You're not way older.
You're 40. I'm 52. I'm 12 years.
Okay.
Whole different generation.
So in 12 years, you can go from being something cool to geeky.
Okay, in 12 years, you had a difference between flying the moon and not flying the moon. Okay,
I actually don't think that ever happened.
Well, I know you're one of those conspiracy theorists, but
I am not a conspiracy theorist.
yeah, he watches. You should see some of the shows he watches. Hey Matt, come here. You gotta watch this.
So
hey,
if you went to the moon once, how can you not be there twice?
We've been there twice. We've been to the moon more than one time.
Have you been there 3 times?
Yeah, we've been to the moon more.
4 times?
Yes.
No.
Yes,
incorrect.
we have. You know what?
What recorded episode have you?
They recorded the first one because it was the first person to the moon.
Did they? Or was it chopped up in segments?
It's as real as Star Wars is.
I agree with you 100%. They have not been there the second time.
They've been to the moon more than once.
They have not.
You're telling me that no one's been to the moon but one time?
100%. They have not been to the moon probably ever. There's only one time that it's supposedly recorded.
Okay, so prove it.
Okay, so what was happening at the time that the man landed on the moon?
That's all theory. It's everybody's theory.
What happened?
I know that, but you're talking about theory. You can't prove it, and you can't prove it.
It is proven.
No, it's people talking. You can't prove it.
Okay, so how come they haven't been there since?
They have.
They haven't.
What's the point of going and landing on the moon? What can you do there?
There's a lot of things you can
can't
develop.
do anything. No, because of the atmosphere and the ground, all that. You can't do anything.
They can't even get through. They don't have the technology to even get through.
They don't, but they decided to go 5,000 billion more miles and land on Mars.
The opposite direction because there's not a heat wave that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they have not been on the moon twice. Who's been on the moon twice?
I will call a rocket scientist friend of ours, and I'll get proof and debunk that in a heartbeat. Because I've already asked him that. And he's a rocket scientist, a true one, not on TV, that buys rockets from Russia.
I think he's brainwashed.
No, he's not. And he will tell you that you're wrong.
Google is saying there has been 12 men walk on
100%.
moon.
12 men.
Oh,
How many times?
12 times.
6 different trips they were successful.
Okay. Booyah.
If Google says it must be true.
No, do it on DuckDuckGo.
But I understand Kyle's theory because there is a lot of conspiracy.
Well, there is. There's conspiracy on everything.
What was the movie they just made? They just dropped a movie about the moon landing being fake, and there was like the behind-the-scenes production story
100%.
of the fake moon landing.
100%.
But
Yeah.
take that as they maybe give it to you. Who knows?
100%.
Well, here's the thing, okay? I'd be more apt to believe it if it didn't happen during a time where you needed something like that.
You
to
believe
happen.
in Christ? You weren't there?
110%.
You weren't there? There's more proof. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You're listening
Here's
to
the
people.
thing. The way that we believe in Christ is infallible. The way that they think about the moon is not. Nobody's ever proven to be infallible.
That's not my point. You're going down a rabbit hole. It's not the same thing.
There's too much controversy and stuff that's went on to prove that.
There's people that don't believe that Christ. There's religions that believe Christ was just a prophet and not God. So are they wrong?
Well, yeah.
Well, in your belief.
Yeah,
In your belief and our belief and the way our religion is, or the way we
110%.
believe. But you can prove that someone's been in the moon right now with the way technology is.
But have you watched some? Have you watched some?
Yeah, I've watched some of it.
Have you watched some of the interviews with Neil Armstrong when he actually gets
here, Kyle? But I go back to the guy that works at NASA right now. His name is Eblon, and I've talked to him, and he buys rockets from Russia. And I asked him. That guy literally buys. I mean, I'm not watching TV and listening to.
So has
CNN.
Eblon been on the moon?
No, but he's been in there where we've launched rockets for the last 30 years.
But has he been there where he can go, hey?
You really think a guy that's sitting in the control panel, right, sits in the control panel when the rockets are going to the moon and all that stuff, hey, all right, action. Come on, man. Just go to the guy. I'd go to the source. I go to a guy that's actually doing it. A guy that's actually living it and doing it today. That's
That's what I'm saying, though. If you look at the interview with the guy that landed on the moon, right? Neil Armstrong, just look at him. When he talks about landing on the moon, there's so much hesitation, so much
hey, Neil, I'm going to pay you $1.5 million to debunk this whole thing. Would you take the money?
No. That's a prideful moment, right? You've done something that no other man's ever done.
Is it? How much money can you buy someone's pride? I mean, come on, man. To be the first guy to land on the moon? Come on.
Like, you pretty much own it then, right?
Come on, think about it. I'm talking to the guy that actually that works for NASA today, right? Works out there today and tells yes, we've been to the moon, and we've been to the moon more than once. And Flat Sister, and I mean, the guy works there. I mean, he works there. He buys rockets for a living. He buys engines. He's sat next to Putin. I mean, he's worked with Elon Musk.
Okay.
He sat there with Elon Musk. He sits there and has conversations.
So
with
that
him.
makes a man go on the moon?
No, I think I'd believe his word over a TV station.
It's not a TV station.
It's a show. I'm believing a guy that actually works there. How close have you gotten to it other than watching the show? You gotten any closer than that?
I'm just saying that there's enough stuff that I've read about it.
Have you gotten closer than that than asking a guy that's actually there today, has been there for the last 30, 40 years?
And my question to you is did that guy ever step on the moon? If you've been there 6 times, you can go there 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 12.
Seriously, what's the point of going there? You're better off. They're building a space station
I'll reverse the question to you and ask you why did they go there in the first place?
because they thought it could be inhabitable. It can't be.
Okay.
It's not inhabitable.
But what does the moon do for us?
Well, it helps us, yes, but you can't live there. Why do you go and why do you go out and explore?
That's
why
not even the reason why they went to the moon.
Why do you think they're trying to find? Why do you think they're trying to go to Mars? Why do you think why do you think they're trying to expand? Because they know what's going to happen, not in our lifetime, but the human race is going to have a
we
problem
don't know
here.
that.
Right? We don't, but they're betting that the human race that here on this planet's destroying itself, and they're also exploring out there and going. It's the same thing. I asked him about all the aliens and stuff, and he's like, there hasn't been one proof of that stuff. It's all media speculation to sit there and cause turmoil in the world in the United States. I mean, everybody, you throw out these things up here and you get everybody to start thinking about all these different things. He goes, we haven't heard of one thing. There hasn't been one thing, nothing, one thing.
Okay, well,
it's all.
there's still a creature that God left behind, right?
We're not talking about that. We're talking that's a whole different conversation. You're talking about beings out there and stuff. And if you go back and go back to our history and Catholicism, they believe that too. That God gave us the intelligence. That's this gift.
Yeah.
So it's all that stuff's all. It's all to sell. I mean, it's all. Hey, we're going to create this chaos and that chaos and over there that chaos and all this. I don't get caught up in all that crap.
So what would be the point in the? And I'm gonna go on the other side here, right? So what would be the point in the United States saying, "Hey, we attempted to do the moon, we didn't land." If it meant nothing.
You're talking about it. You're talking about what was happening in history in that time, Kennedy and all that stuff. I understand what you're talking about. Okay, doesn't mean that what they.
No, now we're 6 times, so we're past Kennedy, right? So if you went a second time, what
happened
for?
to the program? Why did it end? A lady died. Remember, I was in 7th grade. You might not remember this, but the whole world was watching that on TV because they decided to send up a teacher.
So why would they go a second time?
Hold on. So the whole
program
program died because of the outcome of what happened. We can't handle. People can't handle people can't handle their moms being killed on TV.
Well, I agree. I agree with that, and I
that's
understand
what
that 110%. But let me ask you this: somebody said in this conversation that they went to the moon 6 times.
Yeah, they're exploring.
You said, why would you even care about the moon?
No,
right?
I didn't say that.
You said
I said they're studying.
There's nothing
Kyle,
there.
Why do you explore? Why did they explore Europe to come over to America? Why did they do all that stuff? How did they find out that the
So you're
world,
telling me?
Hold on, time out. Why did they find out the world wasn't flat? How'd they do that? What did humanity do? Right? We decided to go out and explore and find out what's out. We're exploring. There's nothing wrong with exploring. It's what they're doing with that stuff to manipulate the people and around the world, and they do that stuff.
So you do
to create chaos.
You would
and
have
stuff.
to do that 6 times to understand
know.
that there's nothing there.
Sure, why not? How many times did they come? How many times did they come across Europe over to the Americas to figure out? Okay, hey, we can actually overtake the countries. They didn't know. Columbia just didn't land here and say, "Oh my God, there's this whole."
But I'm talking
continent.
about like American people. We claim that we've been, according to Google, right? We've been on the moon 6 times. If there's nothing on the moon that makes a difference, why would you?
Why
go
do we
there 6
explore?
times?
So, how many times do we explore in the ocean?
I don't know about you, but I'm not going to go to Disney World every year if there's nothing there for me.
Well, you're not an entrepreneur like that. You're not a rocket scientist. They have to. Here's the deal: you go up there and you get a sample. Technology changes every day. You get sample of the rocks or something. Technology changes every day. We learn something and we grow every day. Okay. We get better at things every day. So there might be a different test or something like that, or a different computer system, or they brought it back and they studied a rock or something. They didn't find out what it was. Hey, we need to go back there and get another sample. I don't know. I'm not the rocket guy. But what I'm telling you is that we're explorers. That's what we do. All right, and they're exploring. They're exploring for different. That's
We're
why
like-
we're at Mars.
We're like Moana.
We're studying the stars. I mean, you're studying all kinds of stuff.
Well, maybe so.
I mean, if there's a video out there that shows when the minute Christ died, okay, when Christ died, or I think it was Christ died or Christ was born. I think it was Christ died. They actually showed. They went back and they put it together and they showed what the moon and the stars and stuff did when he died, and they showed how and then how the stars kind of went like it's a weird deal.
Yeah, reenacted it.
Right. They kind of reenacted it and stuff like that. I mean, we're explorers.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, it's they're going to go back to they.
So I get that, and full-heartedly, I believe in Jesus Christ. I think I believe in him being our Savior. I believe the whole 9 yards. But I do not believe that anybody's ever been on the moon yet.
Who cares? I mean, really, who gives a shit?
And there's only one reason why, is because that sets a whole precedent situation that you talk about during the time that they said that we were on it.
Well, I don't know. I don't think I don't think you're educated enough to know what the right or wrong answer.
I agree. I'm still learning on it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we'll ever will be. I don't. I mean,
hopefully
that's the problem with the media and everybody else is we get to hear what they want to show us.
I hope it's not the big lie, right?
What's it going to change if it is?
There's a lot of things.
What would it change if they came out today?
Well,
saying
probably
we're
not today because there's untrust in the government.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's all in. I mean, we've been dealing with this stuff for years. It's just now we're hearing about it more because of this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's why. And who what's this a product of? In my opinion, this is the devil's play, man. Create controversy, create problems, and create doubt and everything.
Right. Yeah, I agree. So
what's that mean? Are we
we're
done?
wrapping up.
All right, part 2's next week. See ya.